Welcome back to Worthington Model Railway. I'm keep trying to find new ideas, different ideas to do something, and people do seem to like the comparisons. And as I was looking through stuff, I realized that I actually have three of these Bachman Mark I restaurant cars in different liveries. So I thought we'd look at those today. So it's difficult to keep finding things to make videos of, but people do seem to like these comparison videos. I was just digging through something the other day, actually looking for one of these restaurant cars, and realized I get three of them. So this is the Southern Rail green one, 39253, and we have 39251, which is the maroon, and then we have the 39252A, which is the crimson and cream one. So I'll take these out of the packaging and we can look a little at them, see whether they're the same, see how they're different. So these are certainly not new releases. I am going to say that I picked the first one of these up probably, it's got to be close to 20 years ago, maybe a little less than that, but it's going to be around that sort of vintage. They were very sort of nice for their time. They were maybe a little ahead of their time in terms of some of the models we were seeing. The detail on them was certainly, moving ahead in terms of what was going on at that particular time with a number of models. Obviously, they're all basically the same model. They are a Mark I restaurant car, which was not really that different between the different liveries. I mean, it was just basically painted different colors. And as you'll see, if we look at the numbering on here, this one is E10. This one is E3, and the southern one is an S9. So, they're really not that different from that point of view. And if we look at the detail in terms of the underframe and everything, there's really no difference between the underframes. They all have nice tables inside. First class stickers on the windows, along with no smoking sign on a couple of them there, going back to the times when these were running on the main line. Smoking was not the taboo thing it is now. On this particular one, you can see that the toilets are blanked out. If we come to this one, they're not, which is kind of a little surprising. I'm not sure why they're not. Oh, you know what? It would help if I actually had the thing the right way around, so they were all the same way around. So yeah, the toilet windows are blanked off on this one. The more I look at these, the more I realize that there isn't a lot to show, and there's certainly not a lot of difference between the different variants here. Realistically, just is the paint. It's just the color. They do have some pretty nice printing on the underside here, and certainly can read that very nicely as we get a sort of close-up on it. And there's a little plate there too. Plate is the same again on, and the if this would actually focus, that would help, wouldn't it? There we go. And get the same, basically the same writing. Obviously no real difference in the bogies and the wheels. You know, when we look at that writing, we can see the number is a little different there. But is that a date? I think it could well be 16/11/59. That one is, don't know, maybe not. So that's pretty much it for these. I mean, it's they're all very nice models. They really are not that different in terms of what we are seeing, but I just thought it was a interesting thing to be able to show the same model in the 3 different liveries here. By the way, one thing I need to mention as well is that these RFOs from Bachman, while they're very nice, it's tough to put them into a rake because there's no kitchen car. And generally speaking, these Mark 1s works as a triplet. There was what they call an RFU, which is an unclassified, which allowed non-first class passengers to go sit and eat. And there'd be a kitchen car as well, so they'd work as a triplet, so the 3 pieces would be together. I haven't found kitchen cars. I don't know that anybody makes a Mark 1 kitchen car. So if anybody knows of any, let me know. I've seen people create kitchen cars by doing some scratch building on other coaches, and maybe that's something I've got to think about doing at some point. But it's kind of interesting. The other thing as well is that, you know, we're looking at these liveries. They were kind of interchangeable. The one that I don't have, obviously, is the Great Western livery, but you would often find a maroon restaurant car sitting in a Great Western train because there were just there weren't a ton of these made. They were sort of specialist and more for specialist trains. Okay. So what other restaurant cars do I have? Well, this is a Lima, obviously in Western, Great Western livery. Interestingly, it has a kitchen car with it as well. So, you know, the kitchen area is here, the seating area is here. So, you know, it does have that component with it, which helps. And I think this area would be what would be called WFU, unclassified. Sorry, RFU, restaurant unclassified. So I can probably include this in a rake, and it would work because we do have a piece of kitchen car at least there. So let me see what else I have in terms of restaurant cars. As I say, this is Lima. It's not bad. I mean, you know, it's a little rough around the edges. I don't know where it came from. I probably had it for a while. You know, I've been collecting this stuff for so long. But anyhow, that's that. So the only other restaurant car I have is this one, which is a Hornby. I think is an R454. This is a Collet restaurant car, and again, it has the kitchen in the middle here, and it has first class on one end and third class on the other end, and there's a corridor here, the side of it. Obviously it has quite a lot of detail on the roof, particularly for the kitchen area. Not much else really to say about it. It's again an older Hornby model. I don't think it's still in the range. You know, you can see the ends there with some molded detail. It's obviously not, you know, a super detail coach. It's one that I think has been around for a number of years, but that is kind of it for restaurant cars. I don't have much else. I have a number of buffet cars of different sorts, and in many ways, I think buffet cars were becoming more prevalent after the British Railways takeover. The sit-down restaurant was available on some business services, obviously the Pullman services, but as some of the Pullman services got taken over by British Railways, they still on those business classes had an ability to eat a nice meal at a premium, and quite often only for first class passengers, depending upon the route. Okay, so that's my look at restaurant cars. Comment if you wish below. There's obviously a lot of people out there that know way more about this stuff than I do, but it's sort of interesting to find out, what transpired with these basically non-passenger stock, right? Thank you for watching this video. I always enjoy reading your comments, and as I say, I think this is one of those areas where some people know way more than I do. If you liked the video, please check the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe button to the top right, another video to the top left.